Hey everyone, Scott with the Scott Man, and welcome to Houston, Texas, one of the largest cities in the United States. We're going to be checking out some cool different things you can do in Houston. We'll be staying here the next week or so, exploring the beautiful city of Houston. We're starting off here in Uptown, over near the Houston Galleria Mall. Over here at the Waterwall Park. It's a huge water wall, which is about 64 feet tall, and about 11,000 gallons of water comes flushing down the water wall per minute. That's a lot of water. And it's located just south of the pretty tall Williams Tower. And it's a great place to come to during a nice afternoon like this one. Whether it's at the beginning, middle, or end of your adventure here in Houston, the Waterwall is a must-visit site, and it's one of the most popular sites for tourists to check out here in Houston. It's also popular with the locals too. As a matter of fact, I've been here a couple other times in the past, even once when I was a kid. But in this area too of Uptown, you also have the Galleria, which is a very very upscale shopping mall, or indoor shopping mall, with a lot of different tenants and lots of different stores. There's even an ice rink inside too. But yeah, there's a lot more to Houston than just this area here by the Waterwall and the Galleria. So let's go check out some of the other different areas. Let's go to Midtown. Alright, we made it into Houston. We're just outside downtown in the Midtown district. This is an up-and-coming area of Houston with a lot of great restaurants, bars, and nightlife activity. And of course you have to get your mandatory Midtown selfie. Yeah, Midtown's really cool so far. A lot of, I already walked by a few different places where they got different bars, and even some rooftop bars too. So I know there's some really good rooftop bars here in Midtown. I'm not gonna be going to any in this video or while I'm here in Houston, but I know my good friend Jamie, who I've talked about quite a bit, where she has done different travel videos. She's done a video on Houston where she's gone to, I think, one or two of the rooftop bars. Definitely check out her video. I'll put it in the top right corner of this video. From cool street art to a lot of great restaurants, bars, and karaoke bars, Midtown is a really cool spot, I have to say. And also what's really cool too is there are a lot of different great Vietnamese restaurants here too. Oh, and then of course don't forget about some of the street art I've seen throughout the area too. But yeah, as a matter of fact, there's a couple restaurants I'm going to be checking out here in Midtown. I'm doing that in a separate Houston restaurant tour. I'm going to 4 different restaurants throughout the Houston area, including 2 here in Midtown. So be sure to check out that video for some great restaurant ideas. Alright, so let's head into downtown next. And welcome to downtown Houston. We are in the center of what's currently the 4th largest city in the United States. And might even bypass Chicago at some point too. But yeah, let's go check out some cool sites all throughout downtown Houston. And yeah, back there, that's the Alley Theater, a very popular performing arts theater here in downtown Houston.
We got the Hobby Center for the Performing Arts, another popular performing arts theater. And over here, that is the City Hall for Houston. That building is absolutely beautiful. And right next to it is the Houston Public Library.
Downtown Houston also has a few sporting arenas here too, where you can catch some baseball or even some basketball games.
And over there, that is Hermann Park, home to the Houston Astros, the Major League Baseball team. Not too far away from here is the Toyota Center, home to the Houston Rockets basketball team. Alright, so coming up next, we're going to head to a place to where we shoot for the stars, and it's the top attraction here in Houston.
Houston. This is the Houston Space Center. It is located right next to the Johnson Space Center, where it has the main mission control center for all the NASA missions in outer space. Let's go inside and explore. Inside the main visitor center, there are many cool exhibits such as the International Space Station, the Space Center Theater, the Mission Mars exhibit, and the Starship Gallery. Here at the Space Center Theater, you have a lot of hands-on exhibits which involve many things such as sending a rocket into orbit. Also included is the Astronaut Gallery, where we have photos of all the astronauts in all the different missions, including the photo of the Apollo 11 mission with Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins. At the Starship Gallery, you will see a collection of different artifacts, replicas, and even actual spacecraft which traveled to space over the years, from the Gemini and Apollo missions to some of the newer missions. You can also see actual rocks from the moon. The must-do attraction at Space Center Houston is the tram tour, which takes you over to the Johnson Space Center. When I went, there were 2 tram tours running, with one going to the astronaut training facility along with Rocket Park, and the other going to the Mission Control Center. I went on the tour to the Mission Control Center, where we got to see the Mission Control Center used during the Apollo missions, including Apollo 11, when we went to the moon in 1969. We did get to briefly see Rocket Park, though we didn't really stop there. It's a little windy out there, so I figure I conclude this segment in here in the car. But yeah, that was really cool. I really had a great time exploring the Houston Space Center. Alright, so now we're going to go more back into history to learn more about how Houston was founded and how Texas eventually got independence from Mexico. We're here at our next spot. This is the San Jacinto Battleground State Historic Site, the first state park in Texas. Here you have the iconic San Jacinto Monument, which is about 567 feet tall and constructed between 1936 and 1939. Back in 1836, this is where General Sam Houston and his army launched an attack on Mexican General Antonio Lopez de Santa Anna and his army, which of course they had more troops than the troops led by Sam Houston. On April 21st, there was an 18-minute battle which happened at 4:30 p.m. where the Texian army launches a surprise attack on the Mexican army as they announced their battle cries, "Remember the Alamo" and "Remember Goliad." And after the 18-minute battle, around 650 Mexican soldiers were killed and the rest were captured, which led to the end of the Texas Revolution and the beginning of the Republic of Texas. General Santa Anna did escape, but he was caught a day later and was forced to sign a treaty to recognize Texas independence. Over here is Battleship Texas, located across from the San Jacinto Monument. This beautiful battleship unfortunately is closed to the public right now. However, I did get to go on it though in 2018, and it was really cool to check it out. Coming up next, let's head over to Hermann Park. And while you're here in Houston too, you have to check out some of its many beautiful parks. Of course, starting off here at Hermann Park, and as you come into the front of Hermann Park, you got a really cool statue of Sam Houston. As I mentioned earlier in the video, Sam Houston is where the city of Houston got its name, and through his leadership, that's of course how the Texian army was able to overcome the Mexican soldiers at the Battle of San Jacinto and pave the way to independence for Texas.
And also here at Hermann Park, you have a free Japanese garden you can check out too.
In other different parts of Hermann Park, you also have the Houston Zoo. There's a very popular zoo located right here in Hermann Park. But of course, as we just walked by too, we also have McGovern Lake, and there's even I think for like $12 as of 2022, you can even rent some paddle boats, or some paddle boats. You can go for a nice little stroll along the lake.
And for the kids, one fun attraction is the Hermann Park Railroad, which is this really nice railroad which goes all throughout the park, and you get to see the park from the train. Again, fun for not just kids, but for the whole family.
And last but not least, over here at Hermann Park, we also have the McGovern Centennial Gardens, where they have a vast collection of beautiful gardens, and of course, and lots of roses and other great vegetation too. And over at the northeastern end of Hermann Park, on your way back up toward Midtown, you got a lot of museums in the museum district, including the Houston Natural Museum of Science, or technically the Houston Museum of Natural Science, where it's a really cool science museum, and also you have a planetarium inside there as well. And there's many other cool museums you can check out too, not too far away from here in the museum district. Great to do on either on a rainy day or on a very hot day. But we're gonna go ahead and head to another park next, so don't go anywhere. Unfortunately, my microphone gave out, so voiceover Scatman will have to take over. Yay! We are here at our last stop in our visit to Houston. This is Buffalo Bayou Park, which is a beautiful park system along the Buffalo Bayou. This park has a lot of trails with some of the best views of the Houston skyline. I didn't get a chance to go check it out, but there is even a bridge, the western part of the park, where bats fly underneath the bridge around dusk. I've had such an amazing time here in Houston. It is one of my favorite cities, and I always enjoy getting the chance to come back down to visit. Houston has so many great parks, attractions, cool neighborhoods, and of course food to check out. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click that subscribe button to come along and join me for the adventure. Don't forget to click that notification bell so that way you know when a new video goes live. Well, thank you for watching, and this is Scott, or the Scott Man, signing out.